So how are you? Today, I'm actually being guided to get us some messages around that information that came in a few videos ago around the power couples. So I'm going to be pulling some messages for the divine masculine and divine feminine about embodying more and more each into their own true power, and then how that will work within the connections. Okay. But really quick, before I fully dive into that, I just wanted to say something really quick and apologize to you guys about yesterday's video. At one point in the video, I said that if, you get with your feminine and then you choose to then, re-engage in porn, then that's okay. I didn't mean it in the way that it came out on the video. I think most of you know that, but it felt really important to just acknowledge it because, I'm in this energy of just knowing I'm not interested in that in my connection or my energetic field. And I actually truly, genuinely believe that as we come into sacred partnership, no one's even going to care about porn or other feminines or other masculines because when we're truly in that alignment, there just really is no need for those external things. But I had my little disclaimer because there's probably some beautiful, gorgeous, sacred couple that's also here to transmute and help us clear our distortion around any of those things that will probably find some gorgeous way to embody it and be cool with it. You get what I'm saying? So it's really about the vibration and the frequency. And it was really for me about two people choosing this together within a consenting relationship. So again, I listened back and I was like, oh my gosh, I could see why that came off the way that it did. But just please know your girl, especially if you're new here. I'm all about honoring the sacred connection and the sacred um energies, especially the sacred sexual energies within these connections and on our planet. Okay. I feel like that's what we're moving into. We're moving into restoring those sacred energies, the sacred feminine, the sacred masculine, and allowing ourselves to more fully, truly, deeply embody into our bodies, right? So that's why I know I told you guys I was going to do the higher self series, and it's been on my mind, but there's been so many other things coming up that I've had to address first. And then it really just boiled down to this. Every work, all the work that I do, any one-on-one sessions, my videos, anything I'm talking about is really connected with us embodying more and more of our higher self. Okay. So if you guys are wanting to work on that and wanting more support, you could definitely book like a one-on-one with me. But I do plan to speak on that more. But I wanted to address it because I'm like, you know what? It's really just enthralled in everything that I do because I feel that embodying our highest self is equally as important as embodying our inner union because truly they go hand in hand. Really, it's the masculine, the feminine, the heaven, the earth, right? Like bringing in all of those pieces of ourself, sharing our heart and our sacred energy. And I feel like it's about embodying those essences of all of who we are. So I hope that makes sense, but I've kind of started to realize maybe that's why that hasn't fully come to fruition yet. Okay. Because in a way, what's been coming through is holding space for embodiment of the sacred masculine energies returning to earth, which in essence is a form of our higher self energy and essence. I hope that makes sense. But that's what's coming through. So there's something getting worked on there. I know we're working on it together. And I think maybe perhaps today's message is going to start to tie things together for us. So we're going to pull some messages for the masculines on getting more and more deeply into their own inner power. And let's see what comes through. It's kind of shaky. All right. Whoa, okay. So I'm actually just going to read these because a lot are already coming out. So with the Ten of Swords, This to me is speaking about the masculines walking away from like the barren lands, walking away from the things that have not been supporting them in receiving like the fruits of their labor, so to speak. It's walking towards like what it is that they actually want. And there's a peacefulness in this to me. It's like acknowledging maybe the past hurts or the shadows or the frustrations, but finally allowing yourself to be free of those burdens. It feels almost like, the strings are gone, the strings are unattached, and the birds are free to fly, and you're free to move forward. So, what's coming through is like checking in with things that are supporting you because there's this energy and the masculine essence in feminines you will probably relate to this as well, but really a form of self-sacrifice and kind of being like a hero or a provider for others, and that's okay in being of service to others. But the part that's unraveling or needing to unravel to allow the masculines to fully step into their true sacred divine masculine power is unraveling where they put themselves in self-detriment, where you put yourself in self-detriment to support others. So it's like if you kind of let those burdens go, how far could you actually go more on your own? And this isn't about leaving people behind or stepping on people or disrespecting people. But what I'm sensing is, and I can attest to this my own self, I always wanted to take everybody with me. Except for what was happening is the people really didn't want to go where I was going. And all of that extra information and energy I was putting in to try to keep people with me was actually holding me back from being able to fly and move forward in the way I was meant to. So what I have found is that I just started to unravel and let go of those limiting experiences. Not that I necessarily had to get rid of the people. I just had to let go of my own expectation that they wanted to go with me or that they were meant to go with me. I wanted to just honor where they were and honor where I was. And it's time to let go of the things that are holding you back from fully embodying your power and what you came here for. Because I'm also seeing what happens is once you allow yourself to grow and embody all the way that you are meant to, then once you are all the way in what you're meant to be doing for yourself, you can circle back around and still support those people if you're guided to. Maybe that's where they're meant to meet you up ahead on the path. I think a big important piece is being willing to let go of any attachments to anything that is holding you back or keeping you stuck. And how you're going to know, is there blame, shame, guilt? Is there an obligation energy? Because obligation is different than commitment, loves. And I think that that's an important thing to talk about because feeling obligated to something, for me, when I feel into the energy and the word of obligation, obligatory, it feels like a burden. But when we commit to something, that is because we're wanting to be a part of that, right? Like it's not out of duty in the sense of detriment or against the grain of what you're really wanting to truly build or distracting you on side pathways. For a time, if you can get really focused on yourself and your path, build your foundation and the energy that you want, start doing the things that you need and want to do to create the life you want, and then see who shows up with you on that path. But it really starts out about this being about you. And it's not in a selfish way. It's actually, as long as you're kind to people, you don't have to get mad at them because they're not on the same path as you. You don't have to get mad because you're ready to go someplace that they're not. You also don't have to hold yourself back and maintain that connection in that way if it's holding you back from what you want to build. Okay. I've done this in the past. And what happened is when I actually exited that marriage, I jumped like 15 timelines just to try to catch up with myself. It took me a few years just to see and land where I was meant to be, to catch up with myself, because I had spent and wasted so much energy and time trying to maintain something that was never for me in the first place. Did I learn a lot? Of course I did. Everything happens as it should, but I'm also going to say I've learned that lesson now. You feel me? So check in to see, is it really supporting you where you want to go? Remember, if you're not fully taking care of you and your dreams and what you want, how are you supposed to support others in achieving theirs? Okay. And then number two, we have this Eight of Wands. To me, when you connect this in with building power, what was coming to me is like each of these is like a match, lighting the spark. And it's each these areas of life that the masculines are working on. And as you let go of these burdens, each one that you let go of that's been holding you in a pattern that you haven't belonged in, it's like you're allowing yourself to spark the match of your true light. And each one of these ignites your full true power and potential within you. You see, and there's even space for something new to come in, more of your own self, more of your own energy, more of your own power. Okay, loves. So that's what's coming in for our external and internal masculine energies. Okay. It's okay to let go of the things in an honorable and in kind way. Okay. We can walk away from things that don't fit us anymore, and we can do it in a kind way. Okay. That's what's important. We can't hold ourselves back because we're worried about hurting someone else and then at the detriment, we're hurting ourselves. Because a main thing that I've learned that's very, very important is if it's hurting you, it actually is hurting the other person as well. Because if you're meant to be somewhere else, guess what that means? Means they're meant to be somewhere else as well. Okay. So let that unravel, let it go, whether it's a person, a relationship, a job, a home. Okay. Anything that is feeling like it's holding you back from achieving what you want, start to be okay with letting it go, especially if you're asking and envisioning and feeling something specific for yourself and it's not happening. There's might potentially be some things to allow yourself to unravel. This is where we build the muscle. Okay. All right. Now let's see what wants to come through for the feminines embodying her power. They're kind of shaky today, which I've been feeling. I feel like a lot of new energy is coming in for all of us. This is a drive. Yes. Ooh, what do we got? What do we got? Wow. Okay. So for the feminines, we have this judgment card, which today to me is speaking about allowing herself or allowing yourself to fully embody that higher self essence into the physical world, just like I spoke about, right? Is you're coming into that inner union, right? This is for the masculines and the feminines. But as you're coming into the inner union energies in your body and grounding them into the earth, which I want to speak on really quick right here. When I talk to you guys about grounding, one of the main things that I've learned is even if we're going out and we're grounding and putting our feet on the earth, when I speak about it, I'm talking about actually connecting all the way down energetically into the roots in the heart of Mother Earth, like allowing yourself to grow gorgeous light tree roots down into the heart of Mother Earth, connecting with her on an energetic soul frequency level of her beingness, her as an energetic soul entity, living being, right? Like clicking in and connecting in with her living grid, her living library. And you can do this through visualization, through your intention, okay? And you may find as you're calling in more and more of your aspects that you're needing to make more space in your connection into the earth so that more of your essence has space to come down into the earth. This is what I mean by this is the work I'm doing, especially in my sessions, because many of you have been doing a tremendous amount of work, but there hasn't been enough space for all of the results to drop down into your full-blown connection to the earth. That's where you can work with connecting in with your earth star, like we spoke about, and or if you feel guided the energy and essence of Mother Earth and or the living library, how there might be also other things that come through for you. This is just what I'm guided to share now. So this is allowing the feminine essences to stabilize and strengthen and get fully into her power, which again, as the feminine leads the way in embodiment, it's allowing the masculines to move forward as well. You see how this is like working in tandem? It's like bringing the power. We get the burst forward. We get the energies forward. So you're working in tandem in the energetics. And feminines, this lover's card is what came out in you as your power, right? Getting into that internal union, calling in and embodying your higher selves, feminines and masculines, working on these inner union energies and embodying your higher self. Just like I said at the beginning of this, I really can't make it up. If you're working on from those directions, heaven and earth, right to left, all coming back into that central point, into the heart, right? It's like this is where it has space to come in and embody and start to manifest into real live physical union, right? As you're in those inner union states and you're embodying more and more of all of who you are, right? And you're sparking those matches of all the energies and essence and letting go of the things that don't serve you. So the true things that do fit you can come in and support you. Lots of things start to shift. And this is where the true power, as each counterpart, the masculines and the feminines, externally, internally, really work on coming into their own power as individuals. What I'm sensing is all of these energies speed up for both parties. Okay. It's like, it's just, I can feel more wants to come with this. Hold on. As we as collectives, as divine counterpart, twin flame, feminine, masculine collectives, continue to allow ourselves to walk towards the new, letting go and releasing any of those things that are standing in the way of our true birthright and our true power and our true love. And you're going to know because it's going to be a balanced, aligned power that is in alignment with your heart and with your love. This is not power over. This is embodying in who you are, embodying into your love and your essence and all of who you are as a sacred human. Okay, loves? So keep going, keep working. Let me know what you've been doing. Is this resonating? I know it probably is with most of you. What else can we do? How else can we add to supporting our power and growing? Because I know there's a lot more and I know you guys are doing it. So if you want to drop it in the comments, please feel free. And again, you know what? I'm going to put yesterday's video in the comments for those of you who didn't get to watch it if you want to check that out. All right? Love you. Talk to you soon. Peace.